Is job hopping good or is it bad? Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Future in 5. My name is Jacob Morgan. This is where I share my thoughts, ideas, and commentary on the future of work. The future of work in 5 minutes or less. And today I wanted to talk about an important topic, which is job hopping good or is it bad? Lots of debate, lots of conversation going on around this. I don't think I've done a video on this topic yet, but if I did, then it must have been a long time ago because I don't remember doing it. So, should we job hop? Is it good? Is it bad? So, let me preface this by saying I live in the Bay Area, which is its own weird little ecosystem of madness that's going on because people are literally staying at companies for a couple months and then going elsewhere. Depending on who you ask, you will get different responses about this question. Is job hopping good or is job hopping bad? I think it depends. So, if you're working at an organization, and I'll speak from personal experience because this happened to me. I started working in an organization, the first job I had after college, and I was told that I was going to be doing these amazing projects. Some of you may have heard this story before. I was told I was going to be doing these amazing projects. I was going to be traveling. I was going to be doing biz dev, all these really great things. And it turned out a couple months into my job, I was doing data entry, PowerPoint, cold calling, just these really miserable types of projects. And I was commuting an hour and a half to and from work every day. And so I didn't stay at that company very long at all. I don't even remember if I've stayed there past a year. It might have been 8 months. So in that type of a situation, I left and I went elsewhere. Now, I guess some people could look at that as job hopping, but the reality is that it is in my best interest and it is in the organization's best interest to not have somebody like me there because I was very disengaged. I didn't want to be there. Why stay within or why stay at an organization simply out of some misplaced loyalty that you might have? If you're in a relationship with somebody and that person is abusing you, whether verbally or physically or however, if it's not a good relationship, you're not going to stay with them just to prove a point that you can stick it out unless you're, George Costanza from Seinfeld and have some mental issues that you need to get taken care of. But you're not going to stay in that kind of a relationship. So why should employees be expected to stay at a relationship when it doesn't make any sense? So that's one side of the coin. The other side is, are you job hopping just for the sake of job hopping? Is it a pattern? I know that that's what a lot of executives look at. I speak with a lot of chief human resource officers, a lot of VPs of HR, a lot of executives that are responsible for hiring. And that's one of the things that they look at. And those of you that remember, I did a podcast with Greg Schott, the CEO of MuleSoft, and it's something that he looked at as well. And basically, the overall consensus that I'm being told is that if it's a pattern, so if somebody looks at your professional history over the last 5-10 years, and it's just a history of staying at organizations for 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, and then moving on to the next one, then you might have a little bit of an issue there. But if you've had some stable jobs over the past and every now and then you've stayed at a company for 8, 9, 6 months, then it's okay. At the same time, a lot of employees are job hopping because it's a way for them to get ahead in their career. In other words, they are at a company like Google or Facebook or whatever the company might be, and they get offered another position, and so they jump ship. So it's it's a delicate balance, right? I mean, it's a tough decision. I don't think job hopping is bad if it's being done for the right reasons and in the right circumstances. I think if you have a pattern over the course of 10 years where every job that you've had is 6 months long, there might be some questionable stuff going on there. But again, it could also mean that you are some amazing, badass, kick-ass employee and everybody wants you. The challenge now with technology is that as soon as you start working for one company, you're already getting recruiters on sites like LinkedIn that are saying, oh, hey, you work at this company? Would you be open to an interview at this company? And it's very hard to say no, right? So we're always curious. We're always having our feelers out there. This is why it's so important for organizations to create this amazing and great employee experience. Because if you are in an environment where you actually want to show up every day and be part of that organization, you're not going to pay attention when somebody else comes along your way and says, hey, you should come check out this company, right? You're not going to be as prone to being poached to another organization. So the idea of job hopping, part of the responsibility does lay on the shoulder of the organization, because if you can't attract and keep your top talent there, then there's an issue. But there's also some of the responsibility that lays on the shoulders of the employees. If you have a history of job hopping every 6 months, 5 months, 4 months, etc., then maybe you have issues with loyalty, and maybe that's something that the organization should consider. Again, it's a very hard balance. It's very tough to pick one side or the other side. But at the end of the day, I think that if you break a commitment to the company, or if the company breaks a commitment to you, then there are lots of situations where it does make sense to cut the ties, cut the cord with that organization. It might look bad, but you don't want to stay at an organization if you're miserable just for the sake of staying there to show that you're loyal. I think that's the worst thing that you can do. So if things really are not working out, you can leave, but just maybe pay attention at the next company that you work at. Warning signs to look out for. Be more selective during the interview process. Learn to ask the right questions. Get the right information before you make that decision of committing to an organization. Curious to hear what you think around job hopping. Good or bad? Have you job hopped in the past? Has it helped you? Has it hurt you? Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions or suggestions for topics, you can email me, jacob@thefutureorganization.com. If you want to sponsor or underwrite some of these videos or articles or podcasts that I'm involved in, again, send me an email, jacob@thefutureorganization.com. And if you want to get access to more videos, articles, podcasts, all that other sort of fun stuff, you guessed it, visit thefutureorganization.com, and you can connect with me on Twitter @JacobM. I'll see you next time on an episode of The Future in 5. Hey, are you interested in the future of work? If so, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get all the latest content on the future of work and stay up to date on all the latest trends and happenings. Not to mention, you will make me very, very happy. Make sure to subscribe.